Thank you, Himishka, for providing us with food for thought. We've heard of the importance of mentorship, the importance of partnership, and the importance of, nurturing the younger people, because, we need to be the change we want to see. And it's often that you hear the older folk, we talk of, what's happening among the young people, but we have a role to play. And the mentorship and internship certainly ways that we as businesswomen can make that contribution. At this point, I would like to call on Dr. Ngozi Olojeme to address us.
Good evening. My name is Ngozi Olojeme. I'm a Nigerian, as you can see. Standing on existing protocol, I would like to welcome Your Excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first congratulate the organizers of this conference for their noble cause in getting together people from different backgrounds to a discussion of this nature, focused on evaluating the role of Nigerian and African women in business and how they can increase their roles in stimulating economic growth in the continent of Africa. I also want to use this opportunity to thank the organizers for inviting me to speak to this gathering on the merit of cooperation and exchange between Nigeria and Canada, to examine how this relationship will inspire, motivate, and even provoke women to achieve their full potential in careers and businesses in spite of the numerous challenges which confront them. I founded a non-governmental organization in Nigeria called Young Women Entrepreneurs Forum to assist Nigerian young women who want to establish a business by providing them with the much-needed mentoring. We also render assistance on how to access funds, educate them on the obvious societal challenges confronting the women in business in our environment. In some cases, we help them to get government recognition, where we found the business ideas to be quite outstanding in order to improve and increase the success rate for female-controlled businesses. Truly, the experience of Nigerian businesswomen is one of continuous struggle against institutional and cultural barriers. These sometimes discourage many who attempt to accomplish their dreams of owning a flourishing small business concern. So when you are confronted with the low numbers in businesses owned and managed by women, the general impression had always been that Nigerian women have not been daring enough to plow into the business world. Thank you very much. Yes, few women have succeeded, but they have had to contend with a lot of obstacles. Women have found that success is not measured by what you accomplish, but by the opposition you have encountered and overwhelmed, the courage with which you have maintained the struggle against all odds present in our environment. I can count a list of large successful organizations and a large list of small and medium-scale organizations where our women have become models for inspiration. But as the challenges continue to linger, the need for a bilateral cooperation and exchange between Nigeria and Canada becomes quite urgent and necessary. A new roadmap or horizon can be charted through improved bilateral relations to boost increased trade and investment in female-controlled businesses. If Canada and Nigeria can work together to create a climate where business can thrive, to build a brighter future for female nationals in different African countries, and more organizations managed by women will flourish. I understand that trade between Nigeria and Canada has surpassed the $3 billion gross income level annually. But a huge proportion of that income is generated by organizations managed by male business persons. Where does that leave us as women in business? Sometimes drastic need to be done to alter the situation in favor of increasing the participation of number of female business entrepreneurs. The factors that discourage the growth of female businesses in Nigeria and other African countries need to be addressed and the conditions improved. But to hasten the pace, Canada and Canadian business organizations must play a vital role in this regard. Investment and processes to access finance for business development must be looked into. As you may have heard, our government in Nigeria has embarked on measures to transform the economy. In fact, our president, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, has done so much to help young women in achieving their aims. The Canadian government must therefore encourage and assist our female entrepreneurs through internship, training, loans, and etc., to increase confidence in the private sector, which can truly drive the changes to transform the business environment in Nigeria and Africa in general. If we also recognize that people-to-people ties are essential for commerce, then a bilateral agreement must be necessary to facilitate the freest possible movement of business travelers between our two countries. My business experience and examples have been taken mostly from my country, Nigeria, even though the major products from Nigeria to most countries overseas remain raw materials. The critical challenge is to boost access of Nigerian finished, not primary, products to Canada and other foreign markets, and seeking opportunities of providing to more Nigerian organizations the solutions to stimulate higher product quality and attractive packaging to end customers for Nigerian products. Today, the bulk of Nigerian exports to Canada, for instance, revolve around oil and gas. It is therefore important for us as women in business to strengthen our cooperation to shift the chain towards widening finished products for exports in the non-oil sector. On our own part, we shall continue to solicit our own government support to provide ample opportunities to inspire more Nigerian women into business, whether small, medium, or large-scale enterprises. I stand here to solicit the assistance of Canadian friends to partner with us in resolving the gender issues that hold down the African woman in making substantial business contributions to the growth of Nigeria and other African countries. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, consider this forum as an avenue for us to maximize the untapped potentials of African women by creating access to finance and proper mentoring. When this is done, we should take it upon ourselves to penetrate our various governments at national levels with a view of ensuring that they accept the they accept and implement the recommendations contained in the blueprint. Even though the African woman faces cultural and institutional challenges, our collective voices against the obstacles will improve our strides to increase the success rate of female entrepreneurs, and as well as increase the proportion of women in senior positions in corporate organizations. Women in business in Nigeria remain dedicated to this vision and are committed to developing new initiatives to meet the needs of women in Nigeria and other African countries in future. I also want to urge this forum to sustain this good work by ensuring that this conference is widened and should be an annual event. It is now my pleasure to launch my initiative fund. As expected by the African Women Development Forum, I hereby launch my initiative fund known as Young Women Entrepreneurs Fund. And I launch it with $50,000 statement. This is a way of giving back what the society has given me. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Olojeme. What a wonderful gesture. What a positive way to end this session. You know, it's always easy to plan, but sometimes we need to put our money where our mouth is. And I thank you very much for this initiative on behalf of the young women of Nigeria.
Take a picture.